In the zone of a special military operation, there is a successful advance of Russian troops on several sections of the line of combat contact at once. So, a few hours ago, in the Zaporizhia direction of the front, war correspondents confirmed that Russian troops had taken control of the central and northwestern part of the village of Rabotino. In the Avdiivka direction of the front, the Russian army continues its successful advance, approaching the outskirts of the village of Novoalexandrovka. As of April 30, 2024, the Russian army began to storm the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine located in this village. In the Donetsk sector of the front, the Russian army continues to consolidate its success in the city of Krasnogorovka. According to war correspondents, after the capture of the refractory plant in the south of the city, the Russian army began to increasingly use the so-called turtle tanks in its offensive operations. Surprisingly, thanks to these tanks, the Russian army successfully responds to all the challenges on the battlefield. According to war correspondent Boris Razin, on the morning of April 30th, a Russian armored group with the help of turtle tanks reached Gogol Street in the southwestern part of Krasnogorovka and landed troops there. Moreover, Russian turtle tanks also helped Russian offensive units enter Krasnogorovka from Staromykhailovka and capture the so-called House of Minich. Let me remind you that this was the most powerful stronghold of the armed forces of Ukraine in this area, which was created with the help of NATO military advisors within the past 10 years. According to war correspondent Boris Razin, Russian turtle tanks completely nullified the effectiveness of Ukrainian FPV drones, as a result of which Russian troops began to take one fortified area after another. This was made possible thanks to the powerful and thick metal protection of the turtle tanks, under which there are powerful electronic warfare systems and ordinary sandbags that absorb the blast wave in case of a direct hit by a kamikaze drone. Such protection significantly increased the survivability of Russian tanks. Even a direct hit by dozens of enemy FPV drones cannot destroy such a tank. You must understand that earlier, when Russian combat aviation and artillery destroyed the strongholds of the armed forces of Ukraine, Russian paratroopers could not approach these enemy strongholds and capture them in time. This was due to the fact that enemy FPV drones did not allow Russian tanks, along with paratroopers, to approach these Ukrainian army strongholds. As a result, the Russians were wasting precious time, allowing the enemy to transfer new reserves to the area of the destroyed stronghold. However, with the advent of turtle tanks, that problem was completely solved. Now, with the help of turtle tanks, Russian troops can easily approach enemy strongholds and capture them without fear that their tanks and paratroopers will be destroyed by enemy FPV drones. Commenting on this situation, the Ukrainian Telegram channel showed an interview with one foreign mercenary, who bluntly stated that these new Russian turtle tanks, despite their ugly appearance, are very dangerous and effective on the battlefield. According to him, this turtle tank is almost impossible to destroy, and its appearance on the battlefield already strikes fear into the hearts of Ukrainian soldiers. Well, my friends, while the whole world was talking about the end of the era of tanks with the advent of drones, the Russians, with their turtle tank, made it clear that such statements were premature. There is no doubt that the Russians, using the experience of the current war, will continue to improve the protection of their battle tanks. And over time, we will see a completely new Russian serial battle tank that will be very difficult to destroy not only with the help of anti-tank guided missiles, but also kamikaze drones. By the way, a high efficiency of the Turtle tanks led to the fact that the Russian High Military Command began the transfer of these combat vehicles to the Chasiv Yar area. At least about 4 of these tanks were spotted east of Chasiv Yar. Most likely, the Russian High Military Command is preparing for another assault on Chasiv Yar, where Turtle tanks should play a decisive role in capturing this strategically important city.